Welcome to Investor XP. This is the news show that covers investing for gamers. Our message? We want gamers to become investors and secure their future. We believe that gamers like yourselves have strong, intelligent communities that allow the cultivation of ideas, and that gives you a distinct edge in the stock market. This show, we discuss investment ideas focused around gaming, entertainment, and technology. I'm not a professional analyst, but I am retired under the age of 40 because of investing, and I want to help you build a better financial future. You can track my stock picks from the show on our website, investorxp.com. You can also see exactly what I'm investing in at kidbrokers.com. I'm building my kids' college fund with the very stocks we discuss on this show. It is Wednesday, June 7th. We got a great show for you today. We've got so many things to get to. I'm going to go ahead and jump right in and start with our first item. It's trying to do something new today. We have a lot of headlines that I normally wouldn't do a full-blown video on or full-blown segment on the live show. So we decided to take these small snippets and we'll kind of do a rapid-fire headline segment. So you'll have to let me know what you think if we should keep doing a video like this during the week. So let's jump right in. The first ARMS review is in, and I'll do a full-blown video on the ARMS review, no problem, but it's very interesting to see. The very first reviews are in, and it's surprising to me. When we played the test fire, it was definitely a fun game, a lot more fun than I thought it would be. And the reviews, first one I'm seeing is a 9 out of 10. This could be huge for Nintendo stock, for sure. This game did not seem like it was going to be a big seller for them. Could be a huge seller. We're going to follow up with full-blown reviews and look at the Metacritic reviews when they come in. But good news for Nintendo stock, I would say. They could have another franchise on their hands. Yesterday, we did some Autodesk. We talked about that stock. And one of the viewers gave me another stock. I hope I'm saying this right. Nemetschek stock. They're like a European competitor. I told him I would do a follow-up and look at this stock. Unfortunately, it's traded on the different exchanges over in Frankfurt, Berlin, Hamburg, places like that. I couldn't find ADR or a U.S. stock for it, so I'm not going to go in and review all of that. Sorry to say that, but it looks like a very interesting company. They do have some comparable software that could compete with Autodesk, but not trade in the U.S. I don't trade in overseas markets anymore, so we're going to end up skipping that. I just wanted to give the viewers an update at what we were looking at for that. So AMD is spiking on news from Apple, and AMD was one of our viewer picks when it had bottomed out around $10. A lot of people were getting concerned for the stock, and we had several viewers say this needs to be a strong buy, and it's up a little bit today. Marty, how's it going? This was actually, I think, one of your picks, AMD, when it was bottomed out around 10, and it's had a good run. I just wanted to point out that with AMD, it was a viewer pick. It being used in Apple's upcoming computers has boosted the stock a little bit. It's up 24%. You can see there's AMD since it was called out by our viewers as a strong buy. Now, AMD, I don't buy it because of no dividend, but it looks like any time there's any kind of good news, the stock just goes higher. It's not really a big deal that it's showing up in Apple's computers, but people are looking for any kind of good sign to buy AMD. So good for AMD. I hope people are making money off it, the viewers who picked it. Tesla is in the news. Tesla had their annual shareholders meeting. People periodically will ask me what I think about Tesla. I kind of feel like Tesla is a pyramid scheme. Not a big fan of Tesla's stock. So here is the highlights from their meeting that they had yesterday, the shareholders meeting. More Go superchargers to support the cars that they're making. Talked about a little bit about autopilot. Model 3 is almost here, and they're going to ramp up for 500,000 cars in 2018, which is up for 50,000, but that's across all models. To me, they are not delivering what they say, and you keep seeing they keep pushing out dates of when the next models are coming, and they're really talking about solar roofs, building more gigafactories, which were way over budget. Some mystery music thing they're going to get into now. I don't believe there is a steady focus with the company at all, if you ask me. I agree with people that are saying it's the next Enron. I don't know where they're getting the valuation, the pricing on this stock. It's just it's crazy. So one more rapid fire item. IBM is in the news. IBM stock is down because Facebook is planning on moving out of their cloud services for one of their applications. Pull it up here. This is fairly news. This was breaking when I was getting ready for the show. So WhatsApp is going to go off of IBM's cloud servers, and Facebook's going to find something else to use. So IBM stock is down because of this. IBM, I think, is IBM, I think, is going to be an interesting buy here shortly. Go over to the chat real quick here. Fiction over to YouTube. Yeah, Tesla, they don't have a lot of competition, only the traditional automakers. The question was going to be: are they? If they could catch up to Tesla with the electric vehicles, they would smoke them. I think. People are very split on Tesla. It's clearly their vision is the way to go. What they see in the future, they're just burning so much money until that could happen. I don't know if it'll be a viable company. We'll see. So that's kind of what we're doing with some rapid fire headlines. Give me some feedback on this if you want to see a segment where I kind of go with smaller headlines and go over those items and open up a discussion on them, or if you want me to stick with the kind of one story at a time type of format where we go into a little bit more detail. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll move on. Yeah, I can definitely get some more smaller headlines in there if I do this, but who knows? We'll continue. Micron is a stock that I was asked to look at. Micron, primarily RAM and SSD. Another chip manufacturing company to look at. We've looked at quite a few of those lately. So Micron is an interesting company. Pull them up here, and we'll take a look at their stats. The live viewers are calling Micron as a buy. We'll see. We'll see what I think. I was a little bit torn on them here. Let's take a look at their 5-year history real quick. 5-year and 10-year, how the stock has performed. Looks like they bottomed out down here, so not bad. They've been trading more sideways over their history. Let's take a look. Let's look at the statistics here. on Micron, and then I want to show something, a cool way of looking at some stocks here. So they're up 142% in last year. So they have had a big run lately. Ford is only 6 times earnings, so that's pretty good. They've obviously got some big momentum behind them if you look at their moving averages. Profit margins, I was surprised to see how low the profit margins are. And if you hear kids in the background, the kids are over on the other side of the studio playing Zelda, trying to find some shrines. So don't mind them. Dividend, they may do a special dividend here or there. $3 billion in cash, $12 billion debt. Okay, if they're doing some good financing, they're I got to look at this. This was their leverage-free cash flow versus their cash flow. Their cash flow looks good. Something's not adding up there, and it could just be an error from what Yahoo is doing. So you have to look at their balance sheets a little bit more. Not terrible things, not great things that are jumping out on them. Let's go to their shareholders. And their financial results are pretty dry, where they break down their segment and what their business units are. But basically, it's going to be who's going to make the best RAM and the solid-state drives. Let's see their segments here. Yeah, they got their mobile segment, their embedded, and then their storage business is kind of how they break it up into their reportings. But it's really it's the RAM and the SSD is what we're looking at here. And let me pull something up. This is, in a lot of ways, people look at RAM as a commodity. RAM and the solid-state drives are a commodity, and people aren't going to get a premium for them. But as we get these cycles, wrong password there. As we get these cycles with your main processor, remember back in the day where it was your CPU was growing every year. It was better and better and better. And now, why is this not working here? Hold on one second. I gotta log in to use something I want to show for the show here. Okay, anyhow, if you remember, as CPUs would come out, you would have these huge jumps in gigahertz for them. And we've gotten to the point where now people are just really, they're adding more cores to it and things like that, and your CPU is kind of getting static. So people that are making computers and stuff, they're looking to wherever else they can get their speed from. And that can be in how they do their RAMs, how the system's laid out and stuff like that. Will actually help boost some performance pretty good. So for a long time, RAM was considered a commodity, but not so much anymore. So I want to show you, when you're looking at chip makers and people like this, a great tool is Triffus, they call it. I always call it T-Riffs, but it's Triffus, actually. So you can go over and you can get on with them. It's usually built into a trading platform that you have. That's what it is with E-Trade. And you can see on Micron Technology, they basically say where they believe the price point should be, but you can tweak their sales estimates. They show you where things are broken down, and then you can make adjustments on what their assessments is. So let's look at the DRAM memory, which is half of what their sales are made up. And the selling price they have is going down. And you can adjust this if you think the prices are going to go up, or if their market share of the DRAM were to go up, you can make those adjustments too. And how much sales they're going to have projected. So you can use your news articles and things like that and look at your own projections and tweak it and see their price target was 24, but let's just say, you know, we're getting a lot of hype, a lot of buzz that Micron's DRAM is the way to go, and a lot of people feel that way. You can see what it would look like if they outpaced what they had there, and you can come up with a new price target, which is around 30 versus the 32 that they have at. Which this is probably a bad example to use because they had pretty low price target. A lot of people have a higher price target on that. Let me pull up. Let's see what the analysts are saying on Micron. Yeah, they got 38 price target. They got a 38 with a low of 30. When you're talking about chips and stuff like that, look at the news, look at who's buying those items, what people are thinking, and you can actually go into Trifis and adjust it to get a better price. I don't know who's going to win out when it comes to the DRAM and SSD. I know your solid state drives, because there's so much demand, the price is going to go up on that. So it could be good news for Micron, certainly. I don't know. It's interesting. They also follow law of equity. Yeah. I don't know if that's your comment's gonna pull up there, but you use tech companies' consumption to evaluate demand. That's a pretty good way to do it. So that's Micron. I'm staying away because I'm a dividend investor, but I think that the prices are going to go up of what they offer, and a lot of people like them. It might be a good investment. A lot of analysts are saying it's got a 20% upside, so I wouldn't be afraid to go in and get some of it. So that's Micron. Let me know what you think about Micron. We'll move on. You're gonna bow out at 40. That might be a pretty good trade, actually. Might be pretty good. We got some Microsoft news, so we'll do that next. Pull it up here. If you guys have trade ranges, go ahead and pull them up. Put them in the comments in the video. I like to hear people's the numbers they're where they want to get in on the trade. I don't trade anymore, but it's always fun to see what people. Yeah, we're gonna look at Microsoft Scorpio, some stuff with it here. So let's talk Microsoft. A little bit of news on the 360 games and backwards compatibility. Interesting article that not as many people are playing backwards compatible games, which is a little surprising to me because that's one of the cool features on the Xbox One. So I'll put a link to the article in the video below. I wanted to talk a little bit about Microsoft today. But yeah, as only 1.5% of the time sampled was spent on backwards compatible titles. So interesting articles over here. It's over at Game Informer. That is one of the things that they're talking about with the Scorpio. Is that it'll be playing Xbox One games and things like that. It's a big deal for them, and that's what they want. I thought more people would be into it, but they are not. So let's pull up Microsoft stock. I'm yet to say flat out that I'm going to be buying Microsoft, but I don't dislike Microsoft stock. It's every time that I go to put it on my shopping list, they do something crazy. Like recently it was with splitting up Windows into different versions and stuff like that. Their stock has been a great performing stock. If you look, it's a little down today, but I mean, look at the run in the last 5 years. It has just crushed it. And the whole time they've paid, a 2% dividend. So there's not a lot to dislike about Microsoft. Their PE, it's getting a little high. They've generally been in the 20s. So E3 is coming up. You got Scorpio. I think a lot of people are going to take to Scorpio. The buzz around it is pretty high for 4K gaming, and AMD is supplying the chips. So post E3, that's a good way to go. Fiction, you own some Microsoft? Oh yeah, that's message gets cut off. I got to tweak the messages, some of them, but yeah, that is good stock to own. Yeah, trading. This is a good fun time to trade. I personally don't understand the market right now for the trades. A lot of the historic things that would send the market lower, they're not really working. So I don't know, but it'd be a fun time to trade. That's for sure. You've got some really big swings out there, but look for post E3. Microsoft, AMD, I think, could get a good run up there. From what people are saying about Scorpio, it's gonna be surprisingly good. We can just wait and see. Let me know what you think about Microsoft stock, and we will move on to our next story. Okay. Oops. Pulled the trigger there too early. You're going to buy Scorpio? Yeah, I don't know. The price point was pretty good on it for actual 4K gaming. Could be the way to go. But let's move on. Oops. Someone trying to call me here. Anyhow. We're going to talk about StockStream. I was getting some questions about StockStream, and if you don't know about this or haven't seen it yet, StockStream is pretty cool. It's over on Twitch. Let's pull it up here. Take a look at this. Let me get it going. I'll probably want to run an ad first. I'm just going to pull up the website. It's an interactive. It's over on Twitch Play, and people vote on stocks, and it's real money. Yeah, there's an ad playing. It's real money, and basically the program will make the transactions and buy and sell. It's real cash from the programmer. He's got 50 grand there. Now, there's some stop gaps when you're a day trader. You need to have a certain amount of money in there to execute all the trades. So he really can't go below 25 grand. So it's surprisingly, they're getting a lot of trades in there, and it's doing well. He's up to about almost 51,000. Gets quite a lot of viewers. Let me pull it up full screen here so you guys can see it. I'll put links to the channel below, but you basically put in whatever stock you want to buy or sell, and it'll execute those trades throughout the day. As long as the market's open, he's streaming. He's putting in there, you can see in the chat, people, which ones they want to buy, sell, etc. The portfolio is a huge portfolio of stocks that they got going on there. I am 100% for this. Let's see some of the names that they've got on there. There's the gaming ETF. That's a good one. Baba, Alibaba, China, Bank of America. Let's see. Visa. Okay, good one. J&J. Okay. Some blue chip stocks going on there. Ford. Who else we got? JP Morgan. That's a good bank one, by the way. I try and focus on gaming stocks and things, but JP Morgan is always good. Yum Brands. We've talked about Yum Brands. I don't know about that. Domino's, big run. Qualcomm's on there. Congratulations there. PayPal, IBM. There's a lot of different stocks that they got over here that people are getting. Activision. They need to add a bunch more shares to Activision. Underweight on Activision, that's for sure. Then they got the big names: Google, Nvidia, Snapchat. Oof, get rid of that. Tesla. Geez, I don't. That's a bunch of Tesla. Oof. Disney. They got some AMD. Netflix, Apple, there's some Microsoft. So it's interesting to see these trades and the portfolio that they have on here and watching it go and people making the buy sell. I think it's cool. I mean, they're making some money. I think this is a good thing. Because I believe that with the Twitch communities, the YouTube communities, they're very strong communities that have great ideas, and they know stuff ahead. Whenever I look at gaming stocks, I'm looking at what they're releasing, and I'm looking at Twitch and seeing how active the community is and stuff like that behind the game. So there's a lot of ways that you can get some knowledge on the companies that isn't traditional of what analysts do. So if this gets more gamers and people that watch YouTube, watch Twitch into trading, I think it's a great idea. He's got more viewers than me, that's for sure. But I hope it gets them looking and saying, wow, with a little bit of knowledge, I can actually make some money long term in it. And what do you guys think? It's like MTV for trading. Don't think it's a good idea to pump it all in there. The guy, I tell you what, the guy's got he's got a set on him if he wants to do that with all of his money. If Stream with No Knowledge can do that, think about what little knowledge will get you. So I think it's pretty cool. People should check it out and look at what they're doing and get some ideas. Do it with your own money. You can make some. You could make some money. You can make some money in the stock market. It's real money. I'm not much of a trader. I'm invest and get some income. Yeah, the streamer, he's a developer for Amazon. Yep. I'll put a link to the story about it. I kind of skipped over that part. I'll put a link in the video when I post the recap. Business Insider did a video on it. Amazon developer, goes into detail on it. Pull it up real quick here if it loads. I'll put a link in the recap description. It tells you all about it. I think it's a good thing. I think more individual people should, if you've got money and you can save extra money that you would blow on, buying candy bar or something like that, disposable income, put it to work in the market. Set a goal for yourself every month and put it to work. See what you can come up with. So, how do they mod the bots? I think it's in the article how he has it developed. So check it out there. It's cool. I'm a big fan of it. I think it's a great idea. So let's move on with our final piece here for the day. Running a little bit behind, but we'll just get to it. Let's see here. Looking at apparel stocks this week, we've looked at Nike, Under Armour, Foot Locker. We're narrowing it down. Tomorrow we'll probably pick which one we're going to put on our shopping list, our spec list to buy. But today we are looking at Children's Place because people have kids, gamers have kids, and they need to get clothes. So let's take a look at that. Goose, yeah. Marty, you had talked about Goose. Goose is doing great. That was a viewer pick. That's up like 30-something%. But let's take a look at Children's Place. Some decent stuff here with Children's Place. Let me pull it up full screen. Let's look at the normal stuff. It's up 43%. It's very specialized. Very specialized with what they sell. Up 43%. Price to earnings is pretty darn cheap. And the question is, let's see, 107, 112. It's lost some momentum. Certainly with it's back below its moving averages, so it might be sitting still for a little bit. Looking at the chat here, see so many children's apparel stores going out of business. Maybe that's just in the Midwest, though. I don't know. No, a lot of them do go out of business. So it comes down to, do they have a robust enough model to stay out there? They pay a dividend, which we like, 1.5%. Okay, nothing to write home about. Let's see. Decent amount of cash versus debt. Okay. 227. Some decent cash flow. Could cover the dividend. Let's look at their investors page. I think it was their last earnings. Let's pull up here. Their investors presentation. There wasn't a whole lot out of this to look at for the company. It was the big thing was they've had some good comparable sales. It was flat. They had a bump in 2016, and that's around when retail was first starting to falter with their comparable same-store sales. Not a whole lot. Everyone wants a superior product. The That's like a blanket statement. So almost ignore that when someone puts it in their investor's presentation. Business transformation through technology. One of the good things that they have there is their rewards programs and their coupons and their discounts and stuff like that. That suckers people into the store really good. So their long-term vision was to get some personalized customer contact strategy. Okay, with that, a lot of people like the omni-channel initiatives, but and take care of their inventory management. So they got some. They're working with Amazon a little bit. That was another thing of note. They're relying heavily on their rewards program. They are a very cheap place to get kids' clothes. They have sales. They drive people in the store. You think you're getting a bargain, and you walk out, spending $300. All good things as an investor for the store. As Fiction kind of pointed out early, a lot of the children's stores go out of business. They have an okay cash pile versus the debt that they use. Do you think they're going to stay in business? Collect a dividend while they do. Interesting stock to look at. Financially, I think they're in a good place and they can do some expansion. Like I said, I'm going to look tomorrow and kind of narrow down and put one of these on the shopping list. Nike was a very good one that we looked at. Under Armour, not so much. Foot Locker was pretty good, even though it's retail. It had some good valuation. Destination XL, didn't like that one. And Children's Place is okay. So I think I've got it narrowed down to Nike or Children's Place or Foot Locker. So do a follow-up tomorrow. See which one of those will put on the shopping list. But let me know what you think. Children's Place, they going to stay in business? I don't know. But always put your comments in the recap video. I like the discussion. So that's it for today's show. I'm going to wrap it up here. Contact the show, tweet us, email us. We're live Monday through Friday, 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central. Chat with us during the show. We had some good comments today. Appreciate everyone for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already so you're the first to get the latest investing news for gamers. Really want to get gamers, people who watch Twitch, YouTube, involved in investing. I think you'll have a distinct edge in certain areas such as gaming stocks. Really want to get people involved in that. So send us some feedback. Let me know what you think of the videos. Give us a thumbs up. And we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.